T. Clark here. In this video is going to go over the 2023 AP Computer Science A FRQ number 1B. So in 1B, I'm going to go back to the first page. So if I was taking the test, I'd have this page open, I'd have whatever A, I'd have this B page open, and then I'd have my solution page where I write my answer open on my desk. And I have this page ready to go as well. But mainly this page and probably this page as well. Because in the first video, if you watch that, I skipped over reserve block. So I'm going to use that in this method. And so reserve block, let me focus on it now. It says marks the block of minutes that starts at start minute in period and is duration minutes long as reserved for an appointment. So again, this one, we have to use this one. We have to give it a period and the start minute and the duration. So we'll just get that data from the header in this one probably as we go along. And then we'll call reserve block to make that reservation. So skipping to the part B page, what do we have to do? For part B, we have to make the appointment. It'll search all the periods from start period to end period inclusive. So in this case, we have 2, 3, 4. We'll be searching 2, 3, 4. We'll be searching 3, 4. We'll be searching 2, 3, 4. But either way, inclusive, all the periods for the earliest block of the duration available. In the first and the lowest number of periods. So we want to book period 2 first, and then if we can't find any, we want to book period 3. If we can't find any, then we book period 4 finally. And if we don't find any, I think we return false. And right now, that's just a temporary return false. I don't know if I'm going to return false at the end or return true at the end. That was just so I could make the code run without crashing. So right now it'll crash because there's no return statement. And I don't want that to happen when I was making the first video. So let's see. So if we do find a spot, then we're going to call reserve block like I talked about. That'll mark the minutes. We don't have to mark the minutes. I made a code that does that, but you don't have to for this one. And it'll return true. And then if at the end, so it does look like it will return false at the end. Okay, so here's our scenario. We have, I'm going to put that back because you could see in my model over here, and this is the model I had in my head, I have all 60 minutes, well, 0 to 59. And then I have these different scenarios. I have, 0 to 24, not available. So that's false right there. 0 to 20, where I pushed page down. 0 to 24, period 2. Then I have 5 minutes free. So true, 5 minutes. Then I have the last 30 minutes are full for period 2. Okay, then period 3, 0 to 14, 50 minutes are open. And then 26 minutes are not. So 15 to 24 or to 40, that's 26. And then the last 19 minutes are free. So all 19 right there, true in this case, in my model. And then same thing for period 4. I broke it down, and I'm using trues and falses instead of yeses and nos in my model. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. Can I get it all? Yep, I can. Okay, I'll just hide that for now. Okay, so if I want to make an appointment in periods 2 to 4 that's 22 minutes long, it would be true because period 4 has this 25-minute section that's free, and then it'll be marked unavailable at the end. So in my model, it'd be false, false, false. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to actually mark it. It'll mark automatically if we use this reserve block method correctly. So we have to call that method correctly, and that is what does the marking as unavailable. So that's basically when it says mark as unavailable, that means we're reserving the block correct. We're calling that method correctly. Okay, if I want to make an appointment, periods 3 and 4 for 3 minutes, that'll be true because period 3 has at least 3 minutes at the start. So minutes 0 through 2 right there are available. And then what do we have? We have, if I want to make an appointment that's 30 minutes long in any of these, it would be false. It wouldn't work because none of these, well, this one could, but it's already taken. There's no more 30-minute blocks. So it returns false, and nothing happens to make a reserve block or anything. And then at the end, this is what results because the first two are now reserved. So period 4, minutes 5 through 26. Wait, what? Returns through minutes 5 through 26 inclusive being unavailable. Oh yeah, because minutes 0 through 4 were already unavailable. Okay, so that makes sense. So now the first 26 minutes are unavailable, not just the first 5 minutes. So basically, we took over this block, or not all of it. There's still a couple minutes left, but a lot of that block right there for this call. And then from this call, I took the first 3 minutes. Yeah, I made that unavailable in block period 3. Okay, so I need to go through and see is period 2, is period 3, or is period 2, is period 3, is period 4, which ones are available. So I'm going to start with a for loop. So I'm going to say for int p, I'm just going to use p for period because I don't want to write too much, and I start it at the start period. And then I want to go inclusive, so p as long as it's less than and equal to end period, because I want to include that 4. I'm going by 1, right? So I just p++. So give me some space in my for loop. Okay, I want to, now that I have the period, I want to get the minutes for that period. And that's actually what I just did up here. I have this method I just did, and it tells me assume that find free block works as intended, regardless of what you wrote. So whatever I wrote doesn't matter. So I can hide that. And it says you must use find free block and reserve block appropriately. So I must use find free block. So what's the first free block in that period? Okay, so what minute is that? So I'm just going to call it find free block. And I forgot how to use it already. So what does find free block say? I need the period. Okay, the period is the p, that iterated variable. Okay, and then I want the duration. The duration is just the duration, so I pass that along. And this will give me whether it's a, if it finds one, it'll give me that minute. If it doesn't find it, it'll give me that -1, I think, right? Yeah. So I'll just go back up to here to read what it says for that. Yeah, it returns the first minute or -1. So if it's not -1, if it's a valid number, if m is not equal, you could have done greater than 0, I guess, greater than or equal to 0. But if it's not -1, that means it is valid, so not invalid. Then I want to do what? I want to actually reserve that block. So how do I do reserve block again? So let's go to reserve block. Where is that? Right here. Okay, mark some minutes. So reserve block. So I write down reserve block. I need the period. So I just put the P. Yeah, that's my iterator again. I need the start minute. The start minute is found right there, M. Whatever I found, M. I found that minute using that find free block. And then the duration is just still the duration. I don't need to do any math in this one. This reserve block will do it for me. And then since I did reserve a block, what do I need to do? I need to return true. And I stop right there, right? So I can return true, and that basically breaks out. I don't keep looking for a new schedule, a new appointment. I'm done right there, so I return true. And at the end, double check, otherwise return false. So if I'm done I'm done with a loop, done with all the periods, then I return false. So that would have been m equals -1 all 3 times. And then if I run it, looks like it works, true, true, false. And then my model at the end was what? Did it get the 0 to 2? False, false, false. Yep. And then the first part of 4, false, 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 up to 27, 8, 9. Yep. So it looks like this works. Let me center it again. So that's 2023 1B. Have a good day.